Okay guys, Bidhead here. Just got home from work, so I figured I'd sit down in the chair here and we'd sit by the review station. I didn't feel like doing the podium today because some of the stuff that I got I don't know too intimately, so I don't have a big story about. Basically, I don't have a big story about what I bought today, so I figured I'd just sit in a chair, show you what we got, and just roll like that. So yesterday was a day that I normally don't go to the thrift stores, but I was out with my buddy VS down at the mall, and when we got out of the mall, we were right by a thrift store near the mall out in Westbury. So I asked him, I said, you want to take a ride by the thrift store? So he said, sure. So when we went in, we went to the normal section where you find the video games, and there wasn't anything there. And lately that seems to be the case. Things have been pretty dry at the thrift stores. So I was like, all right, let's get out of here. So as we're walking down the aisle, the aisles have all these little bags on hooks with little things in them, like shot glasses and maybe like little plastic soldiers and little picture frames, just all these little things. And VS points out, he says, hey, this is a Genesis game hanging on one of these hooks. So I did like a double take. I'm like, what? And sure enough, there was a video game on the hook there, and it was like NHL Live 97. And sports games, I'm not really into sports games too much, so I was like, oh, well, it is a video game. So we went over this place with a fine-tooth comb, and as it turns out, we got a little pop from the thrift store. So that was Wednesday. So I wound up buying a couple games found a couple games on Wednesday and bought them. And it's not a sale day, but I went back today, which is Thursday, and I wound up picking up some things on sale. So let me show you what we got. First game we got is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire for N64. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at that or not. But I paid $2.92 for it. Now, N64 is a game system that I had, but I didn't have a lot of games for it. I remember at the time my girlfriend bought it for me, and I just didn't get a lot of games for it. I was probably futzing around with other game systems and whatnot. So I'm real curious to try out these Nintendo 64 games. And as far as the price is concerned, $2.92. It seems like a good price to me. I don't know much about the price of N64 games, but for a Star Wars game, $2.92 didn't seem bad. I would have rather got this on the sale day, but hey, what you gonna do? Okay. Then we got this one here, and I thought this is pretty cool. It's Cruisin' World for Nintendo 64, and we picked that up for $1.91. So this is an arcade style driving game, and I remember when the Cruisin' series came out in the arcades. It was pretty neat. One thing that's the good graphics, a lot of different wild cars. You could use old school cars, newer school cars. That was pretty cool. And I remember when you hit the nitrous, flames blow out of the exhaust pipes. So I mean, what's cooler than that? So, a driving game. I'm excited to get a driving game, an arcade style driving game, for $1.91 for Nintendo 64. Then, right next to that was Cruisin' USA for Nintendo 64. Coincidence? I don't know. But again, $1.91. To me, you can't go wrong with a price like that. So I'm psyched to get this game. 2 driving games. I'm dying to try them out because I never tried them for Nintendo 64, only in the arcade. So I'm curious to see, you know, how it translates onto the Nintendo. Okay, so then that was Wednesday. So all these prices, that's what I paid for these games. Now, today when I went, it was 20% off. So let me show you what we got. We got NFL Quarterback 98 for Nintendo 64, and we paid $1.91 for this. I don't know where they get that $1.91. It's such an arbitrary number. Who is like? Was somebody back there? They were like, $1.91. $1.91. There must be some type of formula they use. Anyhow, again, it's a sports game, which I'm not really thrilled about. Especially, you know how sports games are. I mean, as soon as they're a year old, they're basically worthless. But it's a Nintendo 64 game. It's clean. It's real clean. And $1.91, I'll give it a shot. Oh, $1.91, 20% off. What does that work out to? I'm not Stephen Hawking. You figure it out. And we got a game for Sega Genesis. Pebble Beach Golf Links. Pebble Beach Golf Links. 99 cents. I dig golf games. I like golf games, and you know, if it's Genesis, you know, I'm gonna snatch it up. This will be a fun game to review. Yeah, as far as sports games are concerned, I like golf games. I like tennis games too. Football games, I'm very impressed by the newer football games and basketball games, the graphics and whatnot. But it's not the type of game that I like to play. So, just so you have some, you know, information about me. There you go. And lastly, oh, that was 99 cents plus 20% off. Okay. And lastly, I don't know, guys. I just couldn't pass this up. This is one of those Atari joysticks that you can connect to your TV and play a handful of Atari games. This one's called TV Games Video Game System. It's super clean. I mean, the damn thing looks. It doesn't even look like it's ever been used. I don't know what games are on it. That's part of the reason why I bought it. And it was $3.99 plus 20% off. So I mean, my curiosity, I couldn't help myself. If you take a close look at that, you see it's just an Atari joystick. It has some buttons on the front here: start, select, reset, on and off. I don't know if you can get a look at that. This is TV games. But something like this, I mean, I'm going to review this, and I'm not going to review the games individually on this because I don't like emulators, and to me, this is kind of emulator-ish. I like to plug the cartridge in, you know, I like to have the cartridge. I know a lot of you guys might feel the same way, but this is kind of neat. I mean, you could just what I do is I'll review the entire thing, like how it works, and we'll show you the games that it has in it and whatnot. But I'm not going to use any of the games in this to review it. Let's say it has Pong on it. I'm not going to do a Pong review using this. I'll use the Nintendo up on the shelf. I mean the Atari 2600 on the shelf, just to keep it authentic. Because I for some reason I feel that's important. I don't know why. But, yeah, I mean, this thing you could bring over a buddy's house, a friend's house, plug it in, and bam, there you go. These things are pretty cool. So, yeah, $3.99, 20% off. Hot stuff. So, all right, guys, that's what we found at the thrift store. We got a little pop at the thrift store, which is good because it's been pretty dry lately. So that's what we got brewing. When we come back next time, I'll have the games up on the shelf. And we'll see you next time.